Hey everybody, welcome to another action-packed, exciting episode of Scotty's Record Shop. On this particular episode, we're going to take a look at the brand new, well, it's about a week old now, Wings compilation. They really got original on the name here, let me tell you. Wings, Wings. This is a 2 CD set. There's also a 1 CD version. Um, I recommend personally that if you're going to get this on CD, go for the 2 CD. I mean, it's only a few bucks more. That's the one of the CDs. They both look the same basically. Um, Go for the 2 CD set. You just, it's kind of silly to get the 1 CD. Like I said, you fork out a couple more bucks and get more tracks. 32 tracks on this thing. Let me tell you my thoughts. Okay, first of all, I wasn't going to get this. My initial thought, because I'm a little hard on the McCartney camp lately. I think there's a lot of cash grabs. I mean, we don't need 37 different color variants of vinyl, although there are some of you out there that love it and you'll buy it, and that's fine. It's just not me. As a matter of fact, I'm not even really buying vinyl anymore. It's just gotten, there's another video altogether about how ridiculous even used vinyl is getting. It's just, and I've got a couple of these around the house. I don't have a heck of a lot of house. I got room around the house. I mean, the wife is gone, so there is more room, but there's still, you know, just into CDs lately, and that's okay, right? So anyway, um, get the 2 CD set. I said that already. I got where I buy my CDs mostly. Sometimes I get them from Amazon, but I got it from a local shop. It was on sale. First of all. Second of all, I had some points. They have a point program where you can, if you have a certain amount of points, you can knock a certain amount of money off of it. So I got this really, really, really dirt cheap. And as I was walking there, I was thinking, do I even want this? Do I not want this? Do I want this? Do I not want this? Oh, the hell with it. Let's get it. I'm glad I got it. Is this essential? If you are a big time McCartney collector, if you've got a lot of McCartney albums, is this essential? No. No, it's not. There's nothing new on this at all. This is another compilation. That's all it is, and we have several, right? We know that. McCartney's put out several compilations over the years. The thing that's maybe a little different about this one is it is specific to the Wings era. 1971, late 1971, from Wildlife to 1979's Back to the Egg. Uh, Nothing before that. There were some people who eventually became members of Wings who were on the Ram session. Nothing from Ram on here. Uh, Oddly enough, and I'll get into this, with things that tracks that maybe should have been on here. I'm gonna a little nitpicky, but one thing I noticed that isn't on here is the song "Coming Up" live from Glasgow. It was recorded in '79. We got a single big hit in America here in 1980. That was not included on here, even though it's a Wings song. Theoretically, the live version, is a Wings song, and I think that would have been an interesting addition to this. Track listing overall, it's fairly even. I hope you like the album Band on the Run because there's 6 tracks from Band on the Run on this. And there's only 9 tracks on Band on the Run. Now, I'm not complaining because every one of those songs, with the exception of one, which is still an excellent song, are all, they're classic. They need to be on a compilation. Uh, okay, things that, okay, so things that are not on here that, there's one thing in specifically that really should have been on here, which is a glaring, for me, a very glaring oversight. It was not. It would have really went in well. And there's a few tracks on here that it could have replaced. Trust me. The live version of "Maybe I'm Amazed." Now, the studio version obviously is just McCartney from McCartney 1, but the live version from Wings Over America is definitely a Wings song. It was a pretty big hit here in America. It is the definitive, in my opinion, the definitive version of that song. and yet we do not get it on here. As a matter of fact, we get nothing from Wings Over America on this. We do get the B-side of Maybe I'm Amazed, which is a song called Soily, but we don't get the Wings Over America version. We get the newly released, well, as of last year, One Hand Clapping, which is good. It's a really good rockin' version of it. I think maybe this set would have been better served if you would have put on both sides of that single, the live version of Maybe I'm Amazed and the live version of Soily. That's my personal opinion. Something else that there are a few things on here. Love is Strange from Wildlife. I have never been a fan of that song. A reggae version, cover version of Love is Strange, it's all right. It's not like I pressed skip when I was listening to it. What I did too, just an interesting thing, I came home with this and I did not look at the track listing. Just so you guys know, whoops, there's your track listing. You can freeze your, the video or whatever, enlarge it. I didn't look at this track listing. I was just like, I had no idea. I had a little bit of an idea of what was on it, but not the order or anything like that. I just put it in the CD player and just went with it. Kind of this organic kind of, how is it going to feel running through? Overall, I think the running order was good. Track CD1 really flowed really well. For the most part, it really flowed really well. Kind of heavy on the earlier 70s stuff. Still flowed really well. Disc 2 didn't flow quite as well for me. Not that it's bad. Not that there's bad songs. Again, I could have replaced a couple of songs, especially on Disc 2, with what I, before mentioned, from Wings Over America. I think it would have really went a little better. But another thing that I really kind of wish was on here, and I'm not going to try to make any kind of conspiracy or anything about it, because McCartney issued this again on his that crate of singles that he put out a couple years ago that no one could afford, right? Because it was, well, some of you could afford it because you were given it to, MPL kind of gave some of them away. I think there was only like 1,000 of them. There's another beef altogether, but I've got a lot of singles, whatever. I don't need $1,000 40 single with a nice white crate, whatever. But they did reissue a song that I think really probably should have been on here, which was Give Ireland Back to the Irish. I know that the Lennon camp kind of erased a song from somewhere in New York City. We've already dealt with that. A lot of people have dealt with that, and I don't think McCartney's doing that here. I just think it just was what it was. Another song, just a personal favorite of mine, because I just think it's cute and sweet. Even though some people just view it as a throwaway. I like Mary Had a Little Lamb. I mean, my children grew up knowing that song, the McCartney version. And I just liked it. I mean, again, does it have to be on here? No. But let's talk about sound. Sound-wise, this sounds good. If you're happy with the most recent remasters of all the McCartney stuff, well, as they were issued, I mean, some of those remasters go back to 2010, 2011, and then, as recent as 2022. If you are satisfied with those remasters, you'll like this. Now, I was watching another video about this, and this guy from, I think it was Beatle Dave. I'm trying to remember now. But anyway, he was critiquing the sound of this, and he said, he prefers the sound of his original UK pressings of these 45s and these albums. I have pretty much all of this stuff, UK pressings, originals, pretty much all US pressings, original. I'm with him on that. Now, that doesn't mean that this sounds bad. Okay, this is not a bad sounding compilation. Now, granted, some people are going, well, it's just a digital piece of vinyl. If you buy the vinyl, it's just taken from. Don't get me going on the whole digital analog thing, please. Okay, just anyway, is this worth it? Again, not essential. You're not you're not going to suffer from, fear of missing out, FOMO, whatever you call it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. If you can get it cheap and you like McCartney and you like, driving around, if you got a CD player in the car or something, it's a good listen. It's a good listen. Will I pull this out all the time? Yeah, once in a while. Um, I enjoy this more than some of the other compilations, you know, because of the because of the specificity. I can't speak today. The fact that it's focusing on the Wings and Wings only era, that kind of is really kind of cool. Strictly 70s McCartney. You can't go wrong. Um, so yeah, if you're a younger person just starting a collection, you want to start getting some McCartney stuff, you want to dip your toes in something really good, go grab this. It's fairly inexpensive. It's a good introduction to 70s McCartney. Again, there's a few things that are missing on here, but overall, very good. Okay, so that is my long-winded review of Wings. All right. If you could please, and thank you very much, please like this video, subscribe. If you want to comment, I try my best to take and at least like people's comments. Yeah? I mean, usually I even respond to you. I try really hard to. Also, just on a side note, I appreciate that I've been getting some very nice messages from people about my current situation, going through a divorce and everything else. And I'm doing great. To be really honest with you guys, I'm doing great. Loving life. It's amazing how getting rid of some things that were dragging you down can lift you up. I guess, whatever. Divorce is a good thing sometimes. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching this. Again, like, share, subscribe. And until next time, everybody, peace and love.